What's up, guys? It's your boy, Mike K. Smith, also known as Akins, also known as the coolest guy in sports. Everybody's talking about Ben Simmons and Joel Embiid and the Philadelphia Sixers because they got swept by the Boston Celtics. And everybody said they need to break up this dynamic duo, and it's not working. They do not mesh well with each other. I'm here to say that even though some of that is true about it's an awkward fit between Joel Embiid and Ben Simmons, but I'm here to tell you that, first off, they're incredibly young and talented, and they're still kind of figuring out themselves in the NBA. And basically, Ben Simmons is 24, Joel Embiid is 26. Or do you want to try to go out and put a roster around them that benefits their strengths? They're a young, talented team. You didn't go and do the process for years and years to tank. Tank every season, and then you wind it up with Ben Simmons and you wind it up with Joel Embiid, and you also had some misses with Jahlil Okafor and Michael Carter Williams and all that good stuff as well, and Nerlens Noel. But you got two studs, and now you want to just dismantle those two because you feel that they're an awkward fit and that because they haven't won a championship. I'm here to tell you that you can't try to do quick championships, microwave championships. It's what the Philadelphia Sixers tried to do last year when they traded for Tobias Harris and traded for Jimmy Butler, which was Jimmy Butler was basically just a rental before he decided to go sign with the Miami Heat. They try to get a quick championship, and sometimes that works, but sometimes that doesn't work. And then people don't understand that these guys are still young and that winning and getting championships and going to the finals, all that stuff takes time. But especially, how can you sit up and say you want to trade Joel Embiid and Ben Simmons if they have yet to have the right roster paired with them? So the first reason why you shouldn't trade them is because they're still young, they're still talented. They should still go out and kind of find the right roster, which I'm getting to my point number two. They need to go out and possibly scratch everybody else besides Ben Simmons and Joel Embiid. They need to just do an entire rehaul. Now, I know it's going to be hard. You got $400 million between Tobias Harris and Al Horford, but they need to figure out ways to get out of those contracts, trade both of those players because they just don't mesh well and they don't fit well next to Ben Simmons and Joel Embiid. Tobias Harris is as talented as he is. He's not going to be anything but a 18 to 20 point scorer and really a fourth option on a championship caliber team. He was supposed to be the third option with the Philadelphia Sixers this year. It didn't really look great when he was the third option because what he does best is he kind of is a old school caliber player, operates very well in the second level on the floor and scoring mid-range shots. But in this day and age, you need a guy, particularly your third option, can hit 3-point shots and also kind of, take over at times when your first two guys, your one and two options, aren't playing well. Then Al Horford looks like a shell of himself. So that was a terrible signing. And basically the Philadelphia Sixers kind of did the opposite of what everybody is doing in the NBA. They decided to go really, really big where teams are going smaller and also more 3-point shooting. And the Philadelphia Sixers had no 3-point shooting when you need 3-point shooting, especially when you have your second best player as Ben Simmons, who is yet to develop a jump shot. And then it doesn't help that they didn't re-sign their best shooter in J.J. Redick as well. And Brent Brown, everybody knows Brent Brown is going to be fired from the Philadelphia Sixers. And you need a head coach that you can pair with and Joel Embiid is going to believe in. And Joel Embiid is going to maximize Joel Embiid's full potential. And Joel Embiid is going to want to play with, and Joel Embiid is going to kind of listen to, and Ben Simmons is going to kind of listen to. Where everybody knows Brett Brown wanted Ben Simmons to shoot the ball more, and Ben Simmons just didn't do it. You can't have that if you're a head coach. You can't have where you're communicating with your players and you're telling them things that you want them to improve on, or things that you want them to do, or things that you feel that will help this basketball club and this basketball team if they did more, and they just don't listen. That to me says that in the locker room, Joel Embiid and Ben Simmons just didn't really, they kind of lost a little respect from their coaching staff and kind of lost a little respect for Brent Brown as well. Pointing to number 4, you have a front office with Elton Brand. Elton Brand's been a GM. He's done a okay job, not really a great job at all, to be honest, with the Tobias Harris and the Al Horford, giving Tobias Harris, who's going to make $34.4 million next season, then signing Al Horford, who's going to make $27.5 million next season, and giving those guys those max contracts. That was pretty bad as well, but to give him the benefit of the doubt as well, he has an administration that is not fully his. So he has an administration that was still intact when he came. So it's half the old administration, half the new administration. And everybody knows when a new GM comes in, he wants to pick his entire front office staff. He also wants to pick the coach as well. So it's kind of like it's been a very messy and toxic situation with the Philadelphia Sixers. So in order for Elton Brand to be successful, he has to kind of take control, and have full control, and the owner has to give Elton Brand full control to kind of go out and find the right coach that he wants, and kind of go out and find the right pairings around for his guys that he can work with, assistant GMs, special assistant to him, or special assistant to their coaches as well. So that's another issue for the Philadelphia Sixers. And my last issue with people that's saying that you need to trade Joel Embiid, you need to trade Ben Simmons, is that what trade package are you going to possibly get? Everybody's talking about the Golden State Warriors getting the number 2 overall pick. I'm here to tell you that you're not gonna get the trade package that you want for Ben Simmons and Joel Embiid, because unless you're getting another all-star level player right now, or unless you're getting a up-and-coming stud like a Ja Morant or somebody like that, I doubt that you're going to get that. A trade package that they're trying to say that it's most likely that the Golden State Warriors can offer Ben Simmons or Joel Embiid, they're talking about the 2nd overall pick, and they're talking about Draymond Green and Andrew Wiggins. As talented as Andrew Wiggins is, we don't know if Andrew Wiggins is going to ever reach his full potential. I mean, he's 25 years old. He can get you 40 some nights, and some nights he can struggle to get you 20. We don't know about his motor. We know about his motor. His motor's kind of been in question throughout his entire career. But that being said, he also played in Minnesota, which wasn't really the perfect fit, especially when they came in and they got Jimmy Butler and kind of stunted his growth a little bit. So that's not really a player that you want in return from Joel Embiid and Ben Simmons. And then they're talking about Draymond Green. Draymond Green was on a decline this year. We know he struggled with some weight issues. But then he was just bad this entire season. And that's not the player that you want to get from Joel Embiid and Ben Simmons. And then you get the 2nd overall pick. What type of player are you going to draft with the 2nd overall pick in a draft where basically it's hit or miss? After the top 5 draft picks, really top 3, it's kind of like everybody's kind of iffy. You may want to get a LaMelo Ball if that's who you want to target, and say, you know what, we're going to give up maybe Ben Simmons and we're going to draft LaMelo Ball and then get Andrew Wiggins and Draymond Green. But even that combination, if you just think about it, that's an awkward fit. You have LaMelo Ball, Draymond Green, Andrew Wiggins, and Joel Embiid. You're still not fixing the roster and fixing the issues, which is lack of shooting. So that's what I'm saying. I don't know what trade package, unless you're getting a star player, an all-star caliber player for Joel Embiid and Ben Simmons. Why are you going to trade and break up your duo when it's probably more easy for you guys to keep your duo and kind of trade for shooters and go out and try to get, if you're the Philadelphia Sixers, a Buddy Hield, who's a marksman. Maybe you can trade Tobias Harris or Al Horford for Buddy Hield, who wants out, or go out and get maybe a Derrick Rose who can be that combo point guard that can pass and facilitate, but also can create his own shot and go out and get him a bucket as well. So for the Philadelphia Sixers, I feel that they should keep Joel Embiid and Ben Simmons. I know the whole entire world feels differently, but I'm here to tell you that Ben Simmons and Joel Embiid are too talented to not try to put a roster around them first that benefits their strengths before going out and trading them.